Don't allow yourself to get pulled into the three-dimensional optical puppet show. Republican versus Democrat, liberal versus conservative, red versus blue. These are two wings of the same bird. Don't make any mistake. Political debates are nothing more than verbal boxing matches, specifically contrived to satiate the morbid curiosity of the egocentric reptilian brain, your subconscious. That's all it is. Because people, they are addicted to negativity and violence. That's why they discourage affection and they encourage cruelty. So don't get caught up in the melee of the political rivalries and the adversaries going at it toe to toe, because it's a pre-staged event. It's scripted. All of these folks are on the same team. They're all a part of the same party. It's the corporate party, and you're not invited, and you're not a part of it, and you never will. They make it out to be that they're your friends and they're going to help you out, but they're not. These folks have been bought and sold a long time ago. So don't buy into this stuff. You need to really honor yourself by not being a fool anymore, because they're playing you as one, and they have been for so many years. That's why every 4 years, what do you hear? Change. The only change you hear is the change in your pocket after they're done stealing your money. They ain't no change. It looks like change. It appears to be change, but it's not. It's the illusion that they're casting. So just understand that everything has been specifically contrived to do exactly what it is intended to do, and that is elicit an overreactive response from you, where you begin to become very divisive in your thinking. And then you take a side. And then the other person, your opponent, your enemy, your adversary, your rivalry, they're on the other side. And you have to destroy them with cognitive dissonance, ad hominem, or by any means necessary. And that's exactly what they want you to do. Just don't find yourself falling into that trap, because it is that. Because you're talking about a small group that's probably maybe a few 100,000 or less, as opposed to what, 8 billion? By sheer numbers alone, they can't overtake human beings. They know it. So how do they control them? They get them to destroy themselves. And these orchestrated chaos. That's all it is. It's orchestrated chaos. So don't find yourself gravitating towards the news. You ever wonder why they always say breaking news, tonight's top story? Is it ever positive? In all your years of watching the news, have you ever heard them say, breaking news? 2 people were kissing in Central Park today and spreading love, and a tree was planted. No, it's always rape and murder and violence and war and death and the same garbage that they're feeding you. That's why they call it the feed. Breaking news, tonight's top story. War in the Middle East, death, murder, crime, violence. Listen, I've been hearing this for over 50 years, and it never changes, because it's never going to change, because you guys don't change, because you don't change your perception of these things. So that paradigm won't change, because if it ain't broke, they ain't going to fix it, because it's working just fine for them in every way, until you guys realize that you're being played a fool and awaken yourselves. This is just going to continue. There's no doubt about it. So don't get caught into the three-dimensional optical puppet show that they got going on here, because it's all optics. That's all it is. Politics is a game played with human lives, paid for in human blood. That's it. It's always been that way, and it will remain that way until people say they've had enough. Look at peace for a minute. How much do they allocate in their expenditures, in their budgets, towards peace? 0 cents, $0. How much do they allocate for military defense budgets? They won't tell you. It's into the quintillions. These are unlimited budgets they have. They don't have to answer to Congress or any kind of congressional authority. That's got to tell you, because there's no money to be made from peace. Unity, oneness, everyone gathering together, not fighting, but united. I'm not saying utopia. Again, as before have I said, that will never happen. But they don't want you to unite. They don't want you to say, you know what? I don't have to destroy you because you don't believe what I believe in. Let's just celebrate our differences and leave it at that. I always use the example of a baseball game. Everybody is in the stadium and all of the home fans are there. The home team's ahead by a few points. Everybody's going nuts. Happy, positive, elated, cheerful. Just sublime, bliss, just unbelievable, feeling beautiful. They're projecting that energy as a collective consciousness that's raising the vibration of that atmosphere That is the power that you carry. And they don't want you to know it. And even more so, they don't want you to disseminate it. That's why they keep you isolated and divided and miserable and negative and angry and upset and give you an unbearable reality that you're forced to endure. And they're going to keep it that way because it works for them perfectly if you haven't figured it out. If you don't believe me, go to a baseball game where the home team is winning. People cheering. You can feel it. It's palpable. It's visceral. It's surreal. It feels like you could just leap out of your skin and fly. You feel so amazing. It feels like, yes. And then that dies away, and then the home team loses, and then it's like, ugh. And then you feel that laden density just choking you, suffocating you, compressing you, weighing you down, the negativity. Then people start to become very angry. They hiss, they growl. They start to say sarcastic remarks and very condescending and rude comments to the other players, the away team. That's the difference of how you use your energy, in a constructive manner or a destructive manner. It's just that simple, because the choice is always yours. That's what God gives us after all.